Cavs there, Frank.
Yeah, James Harden, no field goals in the first half of the game. You know, it's amazing. His first game with the Nets, he plays 40 minutes, he takes 18 shots. Second game, he plays 41 minutes, 25 shots. Here, he only gets 14. There aren't too many games that James Harden has played in the last 3 or 4 years where 4 players in the game, 2 on Cleveland, 2 on the Nets, took more shots than he did. I actually thought he deferred too much. I like him when he's aggressive, getting to the basket, shooting. I think it tells you a lot about what kind of teammate he is. He really wanted to see Kyrie Irving fit in, but I like the way he was much more aggressive his first 2 games with the Nets.
Yes, and the numbers showed that, particularly the deferrals in the first half. James Harden, another triple-double, though, tonight. He spoke to Michael in the media. The night did start out very, very well.
James, Coach Nash before the game said he's looking forward to seeing this group grow and playing beautiful basketball together. I know it's a loss, but what glimpses did we see of that in this first game of the new look Nets?
Some great glimpses. We started off the game very, very, very good. Just the entire game, we just got to find a way to get stops when we need to. Offensively, they're not statistically, they're not a very good team, but they made some shots tonight. So we just got to watch some film, get better, and, chip away. We're still early in this process. It's only game 1 for all of us. So we got a long way to go, but we're still excited about, everything that's going on.
You kind of touched on it there, but just your thoughts on that second overtime. I know Colin got hot, but what were you seeing there in that second overtime that, got them going?
That was it. He made shots. We started switching a little bit more, and he made some tough shots over contested hands. He made a tough shot over Kai to force second overtime or overtime. I can't remember which one, but he made tough shots. This is a make or miss league, so if guys are going to be hitting shots like that, it's going to be tough for anybody. But I think overall it's a pretty good game for us, and we watch the film and continue to get better.
Brian Lewis, New York Post.
Hey, James. I'm curious, defensively in the fourth quarter, do you chalk any of that up to fatigue on your guys' part, unfamiliarity with each other defensively as you build chemistry, or do you just say, hey, he hit shots and there was a hand in his face?
Fatigue. He made some tough shots. Everybody started at that point, he made tough shots, and if he missed those shots, then it's good defense. No, he made some tough shots. Everybody's tired at that point, and I think we did enough, especially in fourth quarter and the first overtime. I don't know how many points he had in that second overtime, but I think he had majority of them, and chalk ahead of to him.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News.
Hey, James, I asked Kyrie, what it took for him, LeBron, and Kevin Love, obviously in Cleveland that championship year, to kind of come together as a unit and gel as a big three. And he said the 2 things it took for them were, in short, were resolve and open and honest communication with one another. Can you kind of just take me down what it was like for you and Kevin Durant and Russ back in OKC to kind of come together and really make that run as a championship team?
Like you said, just being open with each other, communication. That's it. We all have a very great skill set. It's just communication. Of where we want each other to be. When things are going great, when things are going bad, and that's all that matters. If we're on the same page, we have that communication. We have a very good chance of winning majority of our games.
Bruce Beck, NBC New York.
James, do you need games like this for chemistry to continue to evolve? Is it reps? Is it time together?
It's a little bit of both, reps and time. Obviously, it would have been great for us to win and still figure things out. But a loss is still great as well, especially, it's how you bounce back from the loss. It's learning from your mistakes, learning from the losses, and not making the same mistakes 2 times in a row. So, we got a long way to go, but I think we're in the right direction, and we got some film to watch. And defensively, we got to be a lot better. And, offensively, I think, we still had 135 points. So just correct some things on our switching and our defensive principles.
Malik Andrews, ESPN.
James, you played a career-high 50 minutes and 30-odd seconds tonight. How does your body feel now? And then are there things that you can do in-game to kind of manage yourself if you're going to be playing that long, especially with the schedule being kind of every other day games right now?
Well, I wasn't expecting to go over double overtime. I think in that fourth quarter we were just making a push to try to win the game, and I think we did a good job of that. Double overtime now. I don't know, just ice, stretch, do the proper things. We have an unbelievable training staff, so just get with them and making sure that I'm prepared and ready for go Friday. This is a schedule. This is where we're in. No excuses. So we just got to be prepared and ready to go when it's game time.
Last question, Alex Schiffer, The Athletic.
Hey James, you had a slow start offensively tonight, and then even in your first two games, you've taken your time scoring in the first quarter. Is that just you? You talk about the unselfishness. Is that at work, or is that just you trying to get a feel for the defense and how everyone else is kind of playing off you?
Trying to get a feel for this entire situation. It'll come to me. I'm not worried. I'm not in a rush. Very, very patient, and things will come. So that's all it is patience and patience, communication, and figure things out, which they will.
All right, so the journey underway. A day off, regroup, back at it versus Cleveland on Friday.
Yeah.
First off, just how you feeling?
Yeah, I feel like I could have played another 20 minutes.
How would you assess this first look as with the new look Nets, the big three in particular, and just how it felt? I know you guys wanted to win, but just how did it feel out there as a group?
It felt right. It felt perfect. It felt like we belong together. It felt like this journey together is going to be fun. It was a tough first start, and especially it was an up and down game for us. But I like where we are.
Bruce Beck, NBC New York.
Kevin, after you make those two free throws and you go up 127, 124, there's 8.9 seconds to play. Sexton was on fire. Did you guys think at all of fouling him instead of what ended up there, what ensued, the three-pointer?
Yeah, we fouled him. We fouled him right before. We had a foul to give, and we fouled him right before, and there was a few seconds to go. So in that situation, you just want to play it out. You don't want to foul the shooter. But he got hot. He was 1 for 6 to start right before he hit that three to go into overtime. Then he made 4 in a row. Yeah, he made 4 in a row. I mean, so you gotta tip your hat to him. They made shots. We started off hot, 10 for 10 to start. We got whatever we wanted. They threw zone out there the rest of the game into the fourth, and then once they released the zone, we was able to get back into the game after being down 15-16. So it was like against young teams, they're going to start, throwing presses out there, zones, mixing up their defense to, playing more exotic defenses. And, we just got to be prepared for it.
Malik Andrews, ESPN.
Hey, Kevin, you guys have talked a lot about how you don't want this to just be top heavy. You don't want it to just be the quote unquote big three, but you guys only went 4 deep on your bench today. Where do you think you can work on building so you can get more guys involved down the road? So even though you can play 20 more minutes, you don't necessarily have to play 50 minutes a game.
I mean, most teams in the league, since I've been in, play 9 deep, go 9 deep. It's very rare with 10 teams go 10-man rotation. But we got guys that can score in the starting unit. We have guys that can come off the bench and knock down shots as well. So we just got to catch our rhythm. But tonight was one of those nights we got stagnant, in that second, third quarter with that zone, and we're trying to break it. And then in the fourth quarter, we got loose a bit, and it was one of those up and down games.
Greg Logan, Newsday.
So, Kevin, tonight, even though you lost by 12, and Sexton was phenomenal in the second overtime, you and Harden and Kyrie combined for 96 points and scored 42 of the last 57 points. So how would you say the first game with the big three went, and what do you envision in the future?
I mean, we love to win the basketball game. That's the most important thing. And, we definitely disappointed about that. But we got a long season ahead of us. So just keep plugging away. I like where we are. I like the camaraderie that we have and we building, the communication, from the coaching staff to the players is at a high level. So looking forward to, keep building and keep grinding. We got the same team next game.
Alex Schiffer, The Athletic.
Hey, Kevin, you guys were down, I want to say 13-14 in the fourth quarter before you made that run that eventually got you to overtime. I think just when you guys were chipping away at their lead, what do you think was working for you guys?
We spread the floor out more. They guarded up a bit more and guarded up one-on-one. We was able to get what we want on the offensive side, and we got stops. We switched, got stops and rebounds and ran. You know, it was one of our fourth quarters more like how we want to play.
Last question, Brian Lewis, New York Post.
Hey, Kevin, you talked about getting stops to get back in the game, but that second overtime, I mean, defensively, do you chalk that up to Sexton just being hot, or was that more like some of fatigue on your guys' legs? Maybe.
I don't know. I wouldn't call it fatigue. Now they got a couple guys that play. They got one guy that played 50 minutes, but I mean, he hit shots over the hand tonight. You got to just tip your hat to him. He knocked down tough ones. I mean, they statistically the worst offense in the league, and they come back and worst shooting team in the league. And they come back and make 23s on us tonight. I mean, that's shoot 50% from the three on that many attempts. You got to give them credit. They knocked them down. They made shots all night. So, we going to keep finding our groove, keep finding our rhythm, and we'll be all right. It's still early.
Our drive of the game.